Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, so I'm just going to jump right into it. We're going to start over here with QQQ, then we're going to go over SPY, IWM, DIA, Mr. VIX. We'll go over some of the big boys, and then I got some trade ideas that I am paying attention to, okay? All right, so we're starting off here on QQQ, and I am going to point out your daily RSI. It is up at 77. As you see my red line here, this is showing, all these other times that we got up to this spot on the daily RSI. That is when we start looking for these pullbacks, okay? Now, they don't have to come automatically. They don't have to come right now. It could start tomorrow, all right? We could go up and make another high tomorrow. What I am clearly just pointing to is these conditions in the past. This, well, not conditions. This one condition over the past, quite some time here. Okay, all the way from over there. That's, did you see that? 1,500 days. That's a lot of years, guys. It's gonna, that's 4 years in the making over here of this one condition, and every other time it's led to this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Okay. So I understand you got a crap ton of levels over there. Okay, we're gonna go over the smaller time frames in a sec here. But yeah, the focal point that I want to start off here is going to be this. All right, so let's just examine what has happened in these other times. All right, so you didn't quite get up here yet. Okay, so I guess we can remove that, but you guys can clearly see every time you get near there, that's what we're looking at. All right. So 77, 76 to 77 on the RSI. That is what we're paying attention to. I'm paying attention to this 77 mark over here that we are currently above right now. All right. And we are higher intraday. So we're like at the off the open, this thing was even higher. It was at like 77.5. So it was like, oh, okay. There you go. You got over there. It was this day right here. Okay. You went a little higher. See that? $2 higher. $3 higher over the next 2 trading sessions, and then you had your pullback. Okay, so it doesn't have to be anything massive, but I am looking for that, at least a $4 to $5 pullback from the highs over here on QQQ. All right, so that was that right over there. What's the next time we came pretty close to that guy? All right, well, you went just about $1 higher. Then what happened the next trading session after that? You did end up taking a dive down $10. All right, and in the end, you went down $12 over here from the high of when you hit this. Okay, so see how you're under 77 and then you went over it the next day. All right, we're just going to take it from this day though. Okay, we'll take it right there, $2.50 higher, and then over the next 11 days, there's 6 trading sessions, you did end up taking a dive by $12. Now keep in mind, most if not all of these occurrences have just led to higher highs after that pullback. All right, and I understand you did go higher there. Okay, you got that bearish divergence, and then you got the bigger sell. So if we get that, we're going to talk about it. All right. I understand you didn't get over there, but you guys can clearly see my point. All right. The RSI likes to top out right around where we are right now. All right. Which means you're going to get the pullback. And even if you go higher, you're going to get the pullback before you can put in that divergence. You go higher, you have a lower low on the RSI, higher high over here. Okay. Again, next occurrence of you getting over 77 right here. You went $2 higher the next day. And then over the next 4 trading sessions, 6 days there, all right, give you a week time, $10 to the downside. Over here, what happened over here, you might ask? Okay, you went $2.50 higher, and boom, you got your pullback, almost $6. Okay, guys, so I could keep going on here. All right, this is now going back to 2020, right here. High of that candlestick, you went, that is a decent amount higher. I'm not going to deny, all right, you're really pushing it, but what happened right after? People are going to call that, if we get this, you're going to call it a crash, 110%. I'll say, yeah, the thing is crashing. No, I'm not. Well, yeah, it's 10% over a few, like 3 tradings. That's insane. All right. I'll be like, something is fishy. Okay. But in the end, over here, you literally did go up to new highs. So, if we get that, I'll be a reminder that we're probably not going to be crashing. All right. Over here, which I'm just going to say is extremely unlikely. We're probably not going to get that occurrence right there, okay? Over here, when you hit it, yeah, you got that, we're going to say $10 to $15 move down within a few trading sessions. So that is why I want to start this video off with that. I think that is definitely something that we should all keep in the back of our mind. And now we have the triple bearish divergence going on over here on QQQ. All right, so now we're on the 15-minute time frame. You have the triple bearish divergence. We're going to take this off now that we've gone over that. We're going to take that off right there. I'm going to point that one out right over there. Okay. You got a one high over here. That was your first high. Yeah, your second high right there. Lower high. All right. Then you pushed it over here. What do you also have? You held the bearish divergence. Okay. And now you have a triple bearish divergence going on. You started breaking down from this uptrend. Okay. So this is something that, carried us 14 bucks there. You're now slicing down through it. You actually just hit it almost with the break and retest. Okay. What will I point out now? All right. You got the golden pocket. You found buyers stepping in the golden pocket. And then on this, next move, what'd you get? Okay. I'll take it right there. Sellers stepping in right now, literally right now at the golden pocket. So that is something to point out. And if you do end up coming up, I'm just going to point out, you got this resistance right here. We had this cute little 5-minute range going on here. So that's what I was watching right off the open. All right. If you were to break down, yeah, you didn't have anything until you got all the way down here. Right. So there you go. That is a $2 move down. But now I'm going to come back over the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to point out, guys, underneath 473.11. Okay. You don't have anything. Like you have this, but it's not much. You don't have structure here. There's a massive gap going on. $5 move to the downside. That is going to be a very quick 1% move that likely takes place. All right. But you got to take out 473.11. So we know on the daily time frame, guys, we're looking for that pullback. Does not have to be right now. You'd make another high tomorrow. Okay. I'm just looking for the pullback. I think dated puts, I think they're gonna, do a little good here. I don't like going short. Okay, if you know me, you know that. But yeah, I'll tell you right now. I think because of what I just showed you, I think they are going to pay. All right. So if I get another opportunity, you add them around 480. Yeah. All right. I think I'll take my shot there too. There's that. Okay. All right. But levels you're paying attention to over here on QQQ. 478.39, of course, is the high. That is the current all-time high. Underneath there, we got 477.28. Now, on the downside from current price, you're watching 475.43. This is where you had buyers stepping in earlier. Obviously, you came down here to the golden pocket that has been used. We're now going to take that off, all right? Maybe they step in down there. Maybe they don't again. I don't know, all right? But from that point, you do have this going on right here. Where's my magnet? I like my magnet. Okay, 474.42 underneath 474.42, 473.11 underneath there, 471.29. All right, which I'm just gonna say, guys, this is gonna be a weak spot. Yeah, you can hold it, but if you really get that move, you're very likely just gonna come all the way back down here. So let's just remove it from the chart. 468.14. That is what we're paying attention to. Now I pointed out, I think it was in yesterday's video, on the pullback, guys. You could come back and retest 468.14, but I think at that point, it's just going to be very likely that you retest 465.74. That is where this daily structure is going on here. Okay, if you really want to use the zone to outline that, right there. Okay, let's see what that is. 464.83 all the way up to 465.74. That's where the structure is at on this chart. All right, so that's where I think we're coming down to. Not saying it's going to happen, but I just showed you a ton of stuff that does suggest, yeah, we're probably going to get that move down here by next week. All right. That's what I'm looking for on QQQ. SPY. Okay. SPY. We're actually just going to hit it with the 15-minute time frame over here. Let's take off this alert. Are you not going to? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Remove one of those bad boys. All right. You did not hit my alert. And then you hit it with the Uno reverse. Okay. So the levels to be paying attention to over here on SPY, of course, on the upside, we have 54396, but you got to get through the golden pocket here to get to that. And before you get to the golden pocket, you got to get above 54195. All right. So I'm just saying, you're stalling out here. SPY's looking weak. I understand QQQ held in the golden pocket over there, like we just discussed, but SPY is the one that's looking weak over here. And quite frankly, I think this is a little hint of what we're going to get. It already started cliff diving. You did recover for now, and I'm actually going to show you another chart. It's sneak peek. It's on IWM, which honestly does not look bad at all right now, which makes me believe we might be going up for another high. Okay, we might, and I'm ready for whatever. You should also be ready for whatever. Okay, you shouldn't just be sitting here like you needed to die. Okay, goes back up, you should be okay. So don't do anything stupid. There you go. All right, here's your friendly reminder. Don't think yourself a hole. Okay. Because we could. I'm going to show you a chart that suggests like, hey, that thing's bullish. These are indices. They move together. Okay, so let's talk about it. But yeah, here on SPY, guys, above 54195. You're watching the golden pocket in between 542.40 and 543.15. All right, just put it on your chart. Okay, just put it on your chart. You're probably going to get at least a pullback over here. And the scenarios from that, you could get something like this. All right, you come back into it, and then maybe you push back up. Maybe you get a new high. And on that new high, maybe you know, put in a lower high over here on the RSI with the higher high. So there's that. All right, but on the downside, you're watching 540.73 underneath there. Obviously, we have the low going on right over here. Okay, it was a new level put in just now, today. You see where my alert is? Yeah, I had that before we even start breaking down. That's where I wanted to start taking my profit. All right. Yeah, you hit it on the Uno reverse, and I was in the trails with like crap. The one time I don't watch the markets. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Either way, guys, all right, underneath 540.73, you're watching 539.59. Underneath 539.59, you're going to have nothing until 536.89. All right, which, you know, underneath here, that's where I was thinking we were just going to start, you know, trading down to. All right, and that was going to be a $4 move. Okay, so here is the big price gap, but I'm serious. QQQ is the one that if you start cliff diving over here, this thing could get ferocious. All right, ferocious, and it's going to scare a lot of people. And I'm going to be like, hey, all right, we're going to be bullish on this dip. Why? Because of what I just showed you. All right, every other time you get up here, you freaking have your pullback, and then you go up to a new high. So what am I going to be doing, guys? I'll be using the July expiration on calls if we get that opportunity by here. All right, I like it. I like it. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to be doing QQQ. I like its individual components more than actually trading the indices, all right? I just know the indices pretty well. All right, so that's that. All right, moving on to IWM. This is the one that I say, hey, don't actually look too shabby. It really does not, all right? Over on the daily time frame, I understand you got this falling wedge breakout, and now it's looking pretty sloppy. This is why you take your profits, all right? By the way, go follow the Twitter, okay? Go follow the Twitter. If you're not already following the Twitter, I think you're going to enjoy it. If you enjoy these videos, you'll enjoy the Twitter. And if you want a deeper dive into everything we do, as well as, you know, constant updates on the indices throughout the day and, you know, my stuff, Discord. Link is going to be down below. Both links are actually down below. There's that. But I do think everybody will definitely enjoy the Twitter over there, getting some intraday updates, okay? So there's that. Triple bullish divergence going on over here on IWM, right at support, right off of support in the golden pocket. You've now came back above that 15-minute 9 EMA. So honestly, guys, this thing don't look too shabby. You take out 201.78, you could honestly trade back up to 203.17. We do know there's some action going on here. You've free falled from down there to the next level, 203.17. You found buyers there. Now we should have sellers there. Okay. Quite frankly, though, this thing ain't looking bad at all. Worst case scenario, you come back down here, maybe you back test this trend line. I understand you're gonna break the 0.786 fib at that point. All right, I understand. All right, but if we get another opportunity over here on IWM on a 4-hour oversold RSI, guys, I'll let you know. All right, I will let you know. But this thing is not looking so bad, in my personal opinion. That's the only index that I'm gonna say does not look bad. And typically, that's my little canary in the coal mine. All right, these things move together. You come over to DIA. The thing also doesn't look so bad. You found buyers right off of the golden pocket, right off the 0.786 fib. You now have a very nice hammer candlestick on the daily time frame. Quite frankly, it looks like you're probably going to have heavy volume on this. It doesn't look bad. All right, that's why I said we can go up and take out these highs over there on SPY and QQ. We could. All right, we could. Okay. We get bearish sometimes here on the channel, but guys, you got to keep in mind, all right, we're just, you know, we're in a weekly uptrend on all of these things. On SPY, you're in that weekly uptrend. QQ, you're in the weekly uptrend. IWM, I understand it's pretty sloppy. All right, we'll throw it out in there. Throw it out there, I guess we could say, when we see it. Okay? And then DIA, you're still in that weekly uptrend. You're looking for buying opportunities. Okay? Until if you were to stall here and then take out this low, then no, you're not going to be in the weekly uptrend. But for the time being, guys, bulls continuously step up, and that is just something we all got to take note of. What I actually will point out right now is you got this, you got that going on. All right, look at that. You come down, you break that. There's a head and shoulders pattern. All right, there you go. That's something to pay attention to. Aren't you glad we covered DIA, guys? These are all my little canaries in the coal mine. They move together. That's that. Now coming over here to Mr. VIX. This thing doesn't look bullish, okay? And if VIX isn't looking bullish, SPY's not looking too bad. That is that. Still looks like it's going to continue its crush. Now we're going to get to the big boys, all right? Microsoft. Starting off with Microsoft, guys, you're still just stalling out here. You got horrendous volume on the day. All right. Still just stalling out. I still think, yeah, you're going to go higher. You're going to hit that 450 mark. But, you know, you could get that pullback. If you get the pullback over here, I'll like it. All right. We're going to add an alert there. There we go. Coming over to Amazon. You did end up stalling out right at the 0.786 fib. I do think this dip is going to lead to a higher low. Whether it happens from here and you go up, or whether it goes like that and then you go up, I don't know. What I do know is I'm going to be bullish on this dip. Maybe comes back here. We get a golden pocket buy again. There we go. It's going to be beautiful, guys. It's going to be beautiful. All right. That's what we're watching over there. Meta. Meta, guys, you are starting to pull back here. And I don't know how deep this pullback is going to go. If you get this opportunity down here at 482.50, you take that opportunity. No financial advice will be given here on this channel, but I will call it how I see it. And that is a glorious opportunity. You're retesting a range here in which you swept liquidity off this low. You had a trend line break and retest, okay? And then you had what, 3 weeks of range? You had 4 weeks of range. You then broke out in a very impulsive manner. You come back to it, we know buyers are probably going to be down here. That's that. And you already broke above the 0.786 fib. Guys, quite frankly, yeah, I think dips are buying opportunities over here on Meta. Goog. Another just slap fest going on here. I wouldn't be touching this thing, my personal opinion. But it'll follow the market. There's that. We got the big boy Apple, eh? All right. I'm going to be waiting on that pullback if we get it. I do think it's probably going higher from here. But I'm thinking all of these things are going to be giving us a pullback before they go much higher. Okay? I'm not saying they go massively higher here, but I'm saying, like, yeah, maybe some of these things slightly, overthrow the previous high, and then I think we stall out. Just because of what I just showed you on QQ. They just all work together, guys. If you've been around this channel for a while, then you understand, yeah, these components, these indices, they all work together, and that's how we get our big picture view on this channel. Look at that guy's CELH go. Look at that guy go. Buyers stepping right exactly where they need to, all right? First, we're going to cover the chips, all right? Spinning top candlestick going on here. You're pretty extended off of the daily 9 EMA. I would say, hey, you are probably going to be coming all the way back down here from the looks of it. Back down here to 255.92. That is what I'm going to be paying attention to. Obviously, we got these levels going on, okay? But that's the first spot we're going to pay attention to is right over here. From there to there. Between 250.85 and 255.92. AMD. This one that's just holding the spot we were saying to pay attention to. And below here, we're ready to buy that golden pocket. All right, if you come down to support over here, that's going to be glorious. It's going to be amazing. All right, I'll let you know if we start heading down there. I got the alert ready. Avgo. This is one that, guys, you can chase this thing all you want, but I think it's not the best idea. All right, I'm not going to call anybody dumb for these things, but I will definitely say this thing just had a $200+ move. And that's that. Now, speaking of $100 move, eh? Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but we will. I actually, this made me realize something, guys, all right? Which recently, I've been taking this approach, and SMCI is actually the catalyst that made me want to start doing this. I had June 21st call, okay? I had the 950, okay? This thing is rocket shipping, okay? This thing is rocket shipping. I said, I knew what I was seeing on the charts. I knew exactly what I was seeing on the charts. I typically do see things. I honestly, on some of these guys, I'm early. I don't want to take into account that these things can just consolidate and kill premiums. And then I'm like, oh, this is too much pressure with the short-term contracts. Well, I looked at the July 19 cons today. I could have taken, 1100C for around the same price. All right, 1100, 1150C. For around that $700 price point. Guess what? They honestly performed like the same as the freaking June 21st contracts would have performed anyway. All right? So guys, that is just something that I'll tell you guys about, all right? If you want to increase your win rate, if you see things on the chart like your boy Henry over here, and sometimes you psych yourself out of these things before the actual move happens because, you see a setup just so picture freaking perfect. All right. And you're like, let me throw some money at this thing because I see it's setting up so perfectly for $100 day. You now have your $100 day. Congrats if you did end up playing it. I'm salty that I end up selling. I'm not salty at the stock. I'm salty at myself for making these decisions. But hey, this is just my impatience. Okay. This literally just my impatience. That comes down to the trader himself. All right. You got heavy volume on the day. I told you guys, you got $100 to $200 move loading. Okay. This is $100 day. You really think it's not going to get another move? I'm just putting it out there. This is something that once it starts going, it has a big move. That's a $200 move. This is a massive day. You probably are going to come straight up here and test this high at 971.02. This thing looks beautiful. It's 972.31 actually. That is the level to be paying attention to right over here. Above 909.65, you're watching 972.31, and above there, this thing's coming straight into that golden pocket, ladies and gents. This thing's looking phenomenal. Okay, and I'll actually throw in another pattern I'm seeing right now as we speak. Inverse head and shoulders. Holy sweet baby Jesus, I folded the bag. I folded the bag. It's okay, guys. If you fold the bag with me, I just, told you guys exactly how to avoid doing that moving forward. You can do so with me, okay? We're not going to be playing these, 20 or 30 day out cons when you think that's a lot of time. No, we're going to be playing 45 to 60 days on these cons if we're trying to catch that swing move. Massive move. Okay, massive move. It would have been beautiful. It's okay. It's okay. Now let's talk about Mr. Nvidia. Mr. Nvidia, guys, I told you, I think it was on this day right here around the low. You got to do it right now, all right? You got to start pulling back right now if you want a chance of getting close to that, because that was around that 17% mark. All of these previous pullbacks, they only led to 17% pullbacks, all right? We got that one going on right there. That's 21%, okay? But a lot of these other ones, they just don't really pull back all that much. They don't, all right? There's your 18%. Over here, I think you got around that 18. Now it's 26%. All right, so maybe we are going to see it. What was I talking about the other day? What was I talking about? I don't know what I was talking about. Regardless, guys, and the video honestly looks like it's going to keep going. That's that. It's just, an observation there. I told you guys, there's no fundamental reason for this thing to fall. There's not. You had a stock split that was literally going to make it more attainable to other people. I understand the float got much bigger, so that is something that, maybe, yeah, it's going to decrease that volatility. But no, all right, 3 days, you're still up 11%. Just imagine this thing, guys, imagine this thing was still over $1,000. Okay? $1,200 NVIDIA, 11%. There's a $120 move it just had over 3 trading sessions. It's still having the same exact swings. This thing's still a beast, and honestly, you can short the thing, but I don't condone your decision. There's that. Right here, though, I will point out you got the decreasing volume on this rally. Okay, hey guys, I'm true to the charts. Okay, I'll show you what you want to watch. You want to be shorting this thing. All right, you got that little uptrend you could be paying attention to right over there. We're just gonna say, yeah, in between that candle and these candles over here, that's your uptrend you're paying attention to. If you take the parallel top end of that, you have a channel. Look for sellers around the top end of that channel. That's going to be around 135 to 140. And that's that. All right, now let's go over some tickers that I am paying attention to. CELH. I don't like how it got all the way down here, but I will say you close out with this hammer today, unlike you did on yesterday. Guess what? That is going to be your first sign of strength in a while. It's also a green candlestick, unlike this other one. So that's that. Your daily RSI is hinging back up. I think it's going to cross over 30. I think at that point, we're probably going to get buyers, more aggressively stepping in here. I don't know how the volume's going to close out. You can see, it avoided my alert right there by, pennies there. And that's how it goes sometimes. Just like SPY did it earlier to me. That's how it be. Okay? You found buyers exactly on the 0.786 fib. That is exactly where you're holding. You're holding the break and retest so far. I like the setup. Okay? I'm not going to say it has a fundamental reason to go up, but I'm a charts man myself. I like to call myself a chartist. And yeah, this thing doesn't look bad to me at all. So that's what I'm paying attention to right now. CELH. Oxy. Trying to put in a hammer on the day. You want to see this close out with a hammer right here off this trend line. That is going to be a sexy look. All right. I told you guys my opinion. If you didn't hold right here, probably just going to hold down here. Either way, you got Buffett buying in down here. I think with time, I think it's going to be a very profitable trade over there. You're going to get a couple 100% at least out of this bad boy. All right. So that's that. Next thing we are paying attention to, MGM. This thing is still just holding the line exactly where it needs to hold the line. You see there's demand down there. Okay? That is something I like to see. Next thing, I'm going to call out Mr. Banana himself. Mr. Banana Stonks on Twitter. All right? Give me a follow. No, you don't have to follow me unless you like my work, Banana. He definitely does not watch these videos, so it's okay. But I see him pumping this thing hard on Twitter, and I see other creators over there pumping this on Twitter as well. And I'm not saying they can actually move the thing, right? Market cap is 24 billion. But I am saying if they're seeing something, hey, if they got a fundamental reason on this thing, hey, I'm not a fundamental guy, but I'll respect the charts. I waited patiently on this guy. You're now retesting that daily 9. You explode up, you retest the daily 9. Daily 9 EMA, not the moving average. I like the exponential moving average, okay? Well, not the simple moving average. I like the EMA, the exponential moving average. Regardless, weekly chart, you had 3 months of downtrend, I'm pretty sure this is. No, 2 months of downtrend. You exploded out of it. You had a 23% candlestick. You come back. You're also retesting the 9. On the weekly and the daily time frame, this thing is retesting the 9. You also have decreasing volume on that pullback, whereas the breakout candle had this massive volume spike. I like the technical look of this chart. Okay, and that's that. I think if this thing does not hold here, I think you're going to get a massive opportunity down here at 27 bucks, which I really don't think is going to happen. But, you know, I'll put the alert there just in case. There we go. All right, guys. So that's pretty much everything I was watching. I was watching Etsy over here, but as you guys can see, this guy completely, you know, it hit the spot that I was paying attention to, and it didn't show me any sign of strength. So I don't like that, guys. What is my sign of strength that I like to look for? Guys, we watch the candlesticks, baby. We watch the candlesticks. Yes, the divergences are going to be there, but the candlesticks are going to typically give us our insights that we need to see. Are buyers stepping in? Is there demand? All right, you see this lower wick right there? It led to higher prices. You see how, you know, there's upper wicks, there's lower wicks. You know, the market was at a standstill. If you're busting out of it like that on that increasing volume, you want to see buyers hold the line when you come back and test the thing that you busted out of, all right? This thing doesn't have a good look right now. If you somehow close out with the hammer candlestick today, that's a different story. So watch it. But like at the same time, you already broke through the 0.786 fib. I don't like it anymore. Okay, I don't like it. What I will point out is something you can do. You could take, just like you found buyers over there, if you take the whole move here, you're probably going to find buyers down here. Okay, so I'm going to put a zone here just for anybody who wants to try this guy out. Right here. We'll call it anywhere between, you know, there and over here. That is where I am next looking for buyers to step in. I probably will take my shot down there, all right? But I really don't like how this thing's looking. So that's that. I think there's better setups. The things that I just showed you, CELH, this guy right here, okay? This guy right here. The markets, listen, guys, QQQ and SPY, I think they're going to pull back. So, you know, am I going to be bullish on these big boys? No. All right? Like in the short term, I want to see a pullback, and then I'll rebuy the longs that I had before. I like it, okay? That's when I look for the long setups. But, you know, as of it stands right now, you got Amazon looking like that. You got Apple all the way up there. You got Meta looking like that. I don't want to buy into these highs, you know? I know, like, my setups don't involve this. They just don't. Give me the break and retest. I'll gladly take it. But, you know, you're just not showing me what I want to see. Microsoft just got the breakout. Give me the retest. That's what I like to see. And I think we're going to get that retest in between here, 533, and all the way down here, probably around this spot right here by 430, all right? So 430 to 433.60, that's where I think buyers would step back in over here on Microsoft or move back up to 450. That's a move I would love to freaking take. But right now, I see no reason to. I think caution is warranted, and that's just personally what I'm watching. So I'm going to be watching tickers that don't necessarily move directly with the indices. That's that. That's just my way of thinking. You guys don't have to think in the same way as me. We're all our own people. All right, guys. So that is today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. And if you have anybody who you think would benefit from these videos, these 5 daily updates each week, unless we got a holiday on Monday, like sometimes we got, and then the weekly update every single Saturday, in which we're preparing here. We'll go over some setups going into the following week, but we primarily are focusing on the indices. All right, we go over a game plan. If you think anybody's going to benefit off that, then, you know, please don't hesitate to share these videos. Let's get these videos out to more people. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day, and peace.